from the top of the town at 715 Main Street in historic Deadwood. It's time for another episode of the DTC Blow and Smoke Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the DTC Blow and Smoke Podcast. My name is Handsome Pierce, your host. With me is...
Hi, Candy Randy.
And...
Oh, look, it's the preacher back there.
Guys, what's up?
Hey, He's like, I'm doing technical shit. I cannot be bothered with this.
And once again, we have one, two, three cameras in here, and not a single one on the preacher. So he's just hiding in his little dark corner.
I just ran out, man. Ran out of cameras.
All you need is another 50 grand, right?
Yeah.
This might cover it.
Maybe. He's like, wait a second. If I'm going to get a camera, I'm going to get a good camera, and I'm going to spend at least 100 grand on said camera.
Exactly. Well, it seems like it's been a minute since we've visited with you guys, and we want to say thank you for all the feedback. The last couple episodes are really picking up. We had the greatest cigar smokers of all times just came out a few days ago, and pretty good. Didn't that come out?
Yeah, the celebrity smokers, not the greatest. Not the greatest smokers. We're not talking about people that ran a marathon while smoking a cigar. They're just the greatest smoker of all time. That's why Jim Fix died.
Mm-hmm. Which would be amazing. I mean, that should be its own whole event. You know what I'm saying?
They've got the beer mile where you run on a track and you run 400 meters and then chug a beer and then do 400 meters. Do that 4 times.
How many cigars could you smoke in 26 miles?
In 26 miles?
Am I driving? A lot. Oh,
I mean, depends on how slow you're driving. 26 miles, that's half an hour. That's one short story away from the end.
That's your standard marathon, right?
It is your
23,
yeah,
26?
26.5.
26.2.
2.
Yep. I've seen the stickers all over those douchebags. I mean, those lovely cars.
People. I want to say that we're all runners here, so we all are just in jest.
We run
everybody else.
To the fridge, to the TV, to the
TV, to the TV, to the bivvy,
to the bathroom, to the fridge,
from the windows to the walls. That's where we run.
Yes, it was. So anyway, coming up in a little bit, we've got a special segment that we were lucky enough to shoot down in Omaha, La Vista.
Without me.
Without Pierce. Somebody had to stay.
Without me.
We'll be visiting with the restraining order is part of the reason.
It's a misunderstanding.
We'll get this all ironed out in court.
Yeah. It wasn't a camera. It was just a teddy bear.
The lovely and talented Samantha Fish sat down for a few minutes, so we'll have that for you in a little bit. But Pierce, we've got some new stuff. Should we tell them what we're smoking?
Yeah, cigars.
And what we're drinking.
Beer. Good beer. Hey. So we got some new cigars that came into the shop. We have some more coming on the way, but we're not going to disclose those until they hit the shelves. I'm smoking a Carrillo. I believe that's how you say it. Sumatra, which seems like two very different regions, but delicious in both regions. It is a Sumatra wrapper, an Ecuadorian Sumatra from the Dominican Republic. It is a very nice, smooth-bodied cigar. Almost a little bit of a popcorny flavor is what I'm getting in the background, but enjoying it so far. It's the first stick out of the box, so here we go. What are you smoking?
I went with the West Tampa Tobacco Company. I was not familiar with this at all until these showed up at the shelf. Bill has been saying they're coming for a couple of weeks, so they're here now. I went with what they call the red. They have the red, the white, and the black. The red is a Mexican San Andreas wrapper and overall Nicaraguan filler binder. It's a cocoa-y right away, a little chalky for my taste. Not a lot of oil on the wrapper. Not dry in a bad way, but definitely not like the Aramis. There's a much oilier version of the Mexican San Andreas. I'm only about 1.5 inches into it so far. I really enjoy it. Price point on these is very, very friendly, so make sure you stop in and check out brand new cigars we have new to us from West Tampa Tobacco Company and EP Carrillo.
We got about 4 SKUs per company, and we've got kind of covering all of the bases. We've got Sumatras, we've got Maduros, we've got all kinds of different stuff. So make sure you stop in and see what's coming new on the shelves here in the next coming weeks, and enjoy a stick and a beer with your friendly favorite people. These guys.
And
Remix.
So we're going to be back in just a little bit, and we're going to tell you all about the other stuff we've got coming up here in Deadwood Tobacco Company. We're in summer season. Woo! Can you tell? And we'll talk a little bit about the Blues Festival, some of the supporting bands and artists in just a few. But right now, here's a piece we shot back in Omaha, La Vista, right before we saw Samantha Fish and Kingfish just blow the doors off of the joint down there. And it was Ethan, myself, and Wild Bill, smoking cigars, drinking beer, having way too much fun. Shout out to Chaz, SG Roy, and the Havana Garage. He was our host a couple of nights. We had a great time with him. So without further ado, this is Samantha Fish.
And don't search too hard for Handsome Pierce because he's not there.
Can you imagine what a background check would have come up with that Pierce was going?
Be like, no, he's sober now.
Yeah, he's fine.
He didn't know it was somebody else's mule.
Three of those public nudity charges were dismissed.
Yeah, the problem was there was 18. And now the video. Hey, it's Samantha Fish.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Deadwood Tobacco Company Blow and Smoke podcast without Handsome Pierce. We left him back in Deadwood because we are in La Vista, but everybody calls it Omaha, for a very special reason. We've been talking about the Deadwood Blues Fest since November now, and we were lucky enough to come on down here. Ethan behind the camera, mixing and mastering. Wild Bill's hiding in the corner where he belongs. And we're going to watch Samantha Fish and Christone Kingfish Ingram, our co-headliners for the first ever Deadwood Blues Fest. Well, tonight. When you see this, it'll be last week. We're excited to welcome Samantha Fish joining us. Thanks for taking some time.
Hi. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. And we had a little bit of a chance to look around here. What a great venue here in La Vista. And as you were saying before we started this, a few dates back to back to back. You're really in the groove. So how's it been so far, the Gone Fishing?
It's been great. I mean, we did our first 5 shows together. I feel like we've found like a pretty good momentum and groove. You know, we've locked in what the show should be, and I feel like the whole thing is very complimentary. You know.
Well, so good. So when you come to see us in a couple of months, it'll be like, just prime.
Yeah.
Have you worked with Kingfish before this tour?
I've known Kingfish probably since 2016. I think the first time we met was in Portland at the Waterfront Blues Fest, and he sat in with my band and we played I Put a Spell on You, and the video just kind of like took off. And I don't know, we've kept up with each other over the years. We played together on the Serpent tour with Slash. We played together at Crossroads a couple years ago with Eric Gales, that big crazy show.
Exactly.
But we've known each other a long time, and it's just kind of cool to get to go, okay, let's do something finally. Let's do it.
Well, I think it's a wonderful duo because you're such, of course, similarities, but you've got different brands, different genres inside of the blues, probably different followings that have a chance to cross over and discover the other one as if you're not already well known. And then you have an opener out on this as well. Who's with you for this?
Matthias Latine. He's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So make sure you get the tickets, deadwoodbluesfest.com, samanthafish.com as well. Grab those, and we are 3 weeks, roughly, from the launch of Paper Doll. How does it feel?
Well, it's actually out. It's been out.
Oh no, 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, shoot. No, April 25th or something, I think is when it's been a blur.
I hear you.
It's been a blur. It's great though. I mean, it's nice to see the reception. I feel like our fans have really, they've been super pumped about the record and complimentary, enthusiastic about the new music, getting to perform this stuff on stage. It's just one of those things that it takes a while to like figure out exactly how you want to present it on a stage, and
sure.
It just takes time,
So as you continue on this Gone Fishing tour, are you inserting more of the Paper Doll tracks live, or was it always the intention, because you recorded it with your touring band, was it always the intention that these are going to be slotted in our list from a while from here on?
Yeah, I mean, every time I make a new record, I selfishly put the songs in the show because, I like having new music to play. I like to shake it up for the audience. I like to create a show that is going to be different from the last time we were in town. And of course, I want to cater to people who, maybe their favorite song is Bulletproof, or, something from our older catalog. So, it's a balance of trying to create a show that is representative of your new record and also like honors why people, like your music in the first place, if they like an old song,
Exactly.
So I'm trying to just create a really balanced show with new stuff.
And I'm sure it would be like picking your favorite child, but is there a track from the album you've played live that the crowd seems to really enjoy?
I don't know. I'm still trying to like figure out which ones I enjoy the most. I think they respond really well to Fortune Teller.
Okay.
That one's been kind of the sleeper surprise one. They like Southern sounds. They like Paper Doll has been going off really, really well. They're gonna take on a life of their own on the stage. There's the recording, and then eventually, we kind of like create the live version after playing it 1,000 times or so. I hopefully we'll start getting more fan favorites soon enough.
Wonderful. And then, like we mentioned, you're going to come see us in a couple of months. Have you played Western South Dakota before? I couldn't find anything.
I don't think so.
Wonderful.
This is the first time for me. I'm pretty thrilled.
Absolutely. It's beautiful up there, obviously, the Black Hills. So here, quick little story. We have tried to get you in Deadwood the last 3 years with the Deadwood Jam.
Really?
No fault of your own, and everyone completely understands. The Deadwood Jam is always the exact same weekend as Telluride.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and so they don't change, and they keep trying, and your team has been wonderful. So I actually sit on that board, and I reached out to the chairman, and I said, hey, I think I've got an opportunity to get Samantha Fish and Kingfish. Do you mind if I try? And, well, here we go in a couple of months. So
That's great.
We're happy, and they're happy that you're going to come enjoy our hospitality.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. It's a new place for us. I mean, I feel like we haven't gotten to tour the Dakotas that much,
Sure.
So it's gonna be awesome.
Well, there's a little bit of, an internal South Dakota. There's the East and the West.
I'm sure.
There you go. I'm sure. It's like that in everywhere.
Yeah.
You brought something with you. Thank you for bringing that. I saw an interview where you talked about this, given that we are the premier cigar lounge in the Black Hills.
Okay. Yeah.
You've been playing this for quite a few years. Tell us a little bit about the story of your cigar box guitar.
Okay. So when I was like 17, I went to my first festival, and that was the King Biscuit Blues Festival in Helena, Arkansas. And, they had a main stage with national talent coming through, but there was a midway behind the stage that was like a street, with vendors and street performers. And I noticed a lot of the bands were like incorporating homemade instruments and cigar box guitars. And I don't know, I kind of fell in love with the sound because I was really into hill country blues. And these guitars sound like, I don't know, the juxtaposition of like the little tiny body and then also the massive sound. I mean, it was like kind of unlike anything I'd heard on a guitar before. So, became a fan. Years later, we were actually brought on to perform at the festival. So full circle moment, I'm walking the midway, I see a guy selling this, I bought it. And I just thought it was gonna be like a souvenir, and I ended up playing it at my shows, and it just, same thing that happened to me back when I was a teenager happened to the people in the audience. Like, I ended up playing it every night from then on. So, and you can tell.
It's got a few scratches.
Yeah, it's completely taped together. So, and I've been really, really there's such a diverse community of builders out there, and I've been gifted some really beautiful cigar box, guitars. But this is just my favorite. It just sounds like how I want it to sound. Yeah, and I feel like, it's probably going to fall apart someday, but I got enough gaff tape to get us through the tour.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, we'll add another one to your collection when you come see us in a couple months, because we obviously, being a cigar shop, have one ready for you.
Well, don't be offended if you see this on stage just taped up.
No, you can have it for your collection.
Okay.
Great. We're running short on time. I know you've got a sound check. I don't want to keep you very much longer. Just want to say thanks for spending some time. We're appreciative. Thanks to Danny, who's hiding back here. I don't know if Danny ever likes to be mentioned, but appreciate your hospitality. Anything else you'd like to let the folks know about this tour, going to Europe, anything else coming up, or we'll just see you in July at Outlaw Square in Denver?
It is so tough to wrap it all up with a thought. Yeah, just come check out the music. This is a type of music and a style of music that's meant to be enjoyed live. The recordings are all great, but I think that to really be moved, you have to come do it in person, because it's about connection and it's about community and, feeling that you get. So we'll see you at the show.
Wonderful. Everybody, Samantha Fish, and I'm sorry, Hanson Pierce, you couldn't make the drive down here, but somebody has to sell beer and cigars back in Deadwood. We're going to check out the show tonight in La Vista. Make sure you check the tour schedule. They've got a few more dates, then of course ours in July, and anywhere Kingfish or Samantha Fish come, please buy tickets and support live blues music. We'll be back with more Deadwood Tobacco Company Blow and Smoke podcast. For Ethan behind the camera running his ass off, Wild Bill hiding in the corner, my name is iCandy Randy. We'll be back soon.
And thank you, iCandy Randy, for that heartfelt sentiment of not being able to be there.
Also sentiment. Sediment is what's on the bottom of a river.
That's where I was while you guys were in Omaha because you sunk me. Sleeping with the fishes, see?
We had a great time. And hey, wasn't that beautiful too? All that blue lighting. I mean, Ethan's like, I really need 2 hours to set up. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's see if I can get it. And we got there. We got about an hour and 15. And then we were getting ready. Samantha Fish came in. Couldn't have been nicer. She actually brought us bottled water because we didn't have anything there. And we didn't ask for anything either. She sits down and we start talking. And as you can see, she's very polished in the interview. But before the interview, we got the dirt. We promised her we wouldn't air it. It wasn't bad by any means, but you can tell she's a normal human being, man. She's just out on tour. We asked her how her day was. She was very explicit in how not fun her day had been so far, and but very complimentary of the crew, obviously her fellow musicians, and the show was tremendous. And thanks again, Samantha Fish and her team, for sitting down with us after 37 emails and 5 days of negotiating.
Yep.
Sometimes you just got to do that, man.
You do. Thorough.
I was sweating bullets, dude.
Yep.
I was so not ready.
And right before she walked in the door, I think we had 2 minutes. Ethan had the lights going. Everything was fine. Wild Bill was her stand-in. It was all cool. She comes in, and Ethan's like, I don't have any sound.
The problem is I don't know why.
Yeah, exactly. And we're just like,
Promise we're professional. Just sit right there. We'll be right back after these messages.
Yep, and as you saw in that piece, she does have that cigar box guitar. Now, we were able to take a little bit of a better look at it. So, and because the top of the cigar, it does say the American. So that is a cigar that we don't carry here, but other shops do have that product. And that is, help me out again, J.C. Newman.
Yep.
Yeah. J.C. Newman. So that box, you can tell, is vintage because the current box that cigar is in looks totally different. But then if you turn it over, it does have a stamp on it. I believe it was Nicaraguan or Honduran. But the claim of the American is that all of that tobacco is grown in the United States.
Lion with the backside and the tramp stamp. That's sad.
I'm pretty sure that whoever built the cigar years ago, and we're talking 15 years ago, used 2 different boxes to make it.
Yeah.
But it sounded great. She played it live on stage with a slide, and we have one waiting for her here that we will hopefully have her play, maybe. She said don't be offended if she doesn't play ours. Yeah. She's used to hers. But we're going to also ask her and Kingfish to autograph a couple that we will have for our charity auction, supporting, of course, Shorty's Rescue and the Lee Deadwood Music School programs. How about school music programs?
Hell yeah.
That one. Sediment.
And I would say it was a great show. It
Yes.
did not disappoint.
Disappoint. We are real good at enunciation today, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, that's a big cloud right there.
That is a big cloud.
It's almost like I was vaping. So in addition to our headliners, Kingfish and Samantha Fish, we just announced, I don't know what day this is going to come out, Ethan, but we just announced very, very recently all of the support bands for the Deadwood Blues Festival, the debut, not first annual. And here they are in rapid fire. All this stuff is available on deadwoodbluesfest.com, deadwoodtobacco.com, all of our social medias, everything like that. In no particular order, at the Badlands Brothel Bar, we have the Sean Townsend Band. They are from Nebraska. Sean has played here with his boys a couple of times at the DTC. Very, very good. Bloody Nose Saloon, the greatest slice at 2 o'clock in the morning that you will ever find. Grab that pizza. Waylon Mendoza and his boys will be playing there. Savon Hawk on saxophone will be there with him. At the Celebrity Hotel, we have the very young, very talented Bodie Lindy. He will be playing there, doing some solo acoustic style blues. Right here at DTC. Good friend of the store and all of us around the area, well-known, 25 years playing in the Black Hills and beyond, Mr. Vince Converse and Big Brother, currently out of Denver, Colorado. They'll be here. Right up the street, our sponsors and good friends, Deadwood Mountain Grand. Outdoors, on the patio, upstairs, is Johnny Hastings and Stillhouse Down. You're not going to want to miss that. Brand new venue to town, the Deadwood Elks Bar. It's right across the street from the Roxino. It is on the top floor. They will have Black Hills Soul playing up there. Going to be a great time.
Ooh, nice.
Historic Wild Bill Theater. Now that's above the Wild Bill Bar on Main Street. That is going to be Mark Joseph and American Soul featuring Stanley the Baron Barons. Stan is one of Ethan's good friends. He actually shot a video of them up at Mount Moriah a couple years ago.
Nice.
Terrific harmonica players, played with War, Canned Heat, and just a ton of stuff. Guy's in his mid-70s and still just cranking it out there. And then we're going to move over to the Landmark Casino up in their lounge. This one we are particularly proud of, all the way from Australia. Number 4, she took 4th place out of 400 in the International Blues Challenge in Memphis earlier this year. Nardia is her name. Nardia and her band will be up at the Landmark. Patty O'Neill's Deadwood, that's in the Tin Lizzy Gaming Complex. Also good friends of the shop, Party. If you like your blues with a heavy dose of funk, Denizens of the Deep. Those are your guys down there. They're going to party up in there. A name that you all know and love at the Saloon number 10, Brandon Sprague Blues Band. We figured you got to get the Heritage Band and the Heritage Bar. It works out great for us. And last but not least, the Silverado Franklin Hotel and Casino on the Franklin side, not the Silverado side, on the Franklin side, from Oklahoma, Chaban Tiger Trio. A wonderful blues player that we were lucky to be introduced to by a friend of ours. So there you are, 11 venues, 11 bands. They all play 3 times. That's 30. You carry the 33 shows, plus the headliners
That
at
sounds
Outlaw
right.
Square, Samantha Fish, and Kingfish Ingram. Everything is ticketed. We need to make that perfectly clear. You can go to any one of those Saturdays. You can go to all of those Saturdays if you just get a GA ticket. Currently $49 at deadwoodbluesfest.com. You want an upgraded experience? We have a very few VIPs left. Those are on there as well. We've got seated for $69. Party pit right up front, rocking with Samantha Fish for $89. And the VIPs will run you between $249 and $299.
Excellent. What was that website again? Just one more time.
deadwoodbluesfest.com.
I'm sure that's scrolling along the bottom right now.
Yeah, see it right there. Right there. Ding, 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 ding.
Got it. Like, smash, subscribe, finger, touch the things on the phone.
If you haven't been to the shop, we provide you with excellent customer service. We have an iPad like everyone else, and you have the option to express your thanks for our information through a gratuity. And then if it's like a Friday or Saturday night and we're kind of in a hurry, you walk up, and then Pierce says to you,
Finger me up top, finger me on the bottom, make sure I can feel it, and then slide it in slow over here and make sure I know that you're there.
there you go. Perfect. We appreciate everybody and our patience as we got this rolled out here. We are, go to deadwoodbluesfest.com. It says 37 days and 13 minutes until the festival, which makes Ethan's heart go flutter.
And then you should see how big the fucking beer mug is that Randy has set aside for after everything's done, so he could just drown away.
5 times that. Yes, and also don't miss, just for our VIP people now, there's only 165 of these tickets, and we're way over 60-70% sold. John Farragon and Laura Cigars with Shiner Beer will be here, Deadwood Tobacco, on the 11th of July. That is Friday night, a private 2-hour party with Vince Converse, Mark Joseph, a whole bunch of the bands. If, and I have to use it, legalese, if Samantha Fish and Kingfish do a meet and greet and autograph session, it will be during that time, and it will be only available to those who have bought the VIP package. Disclaimer, Deadwood Blues Fest cannot guarantee artist availability. Artist availability is at the sole discretion of the artist and their management.
Nice. That was
Like
good.
that?
Dude, I like that.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that was good.
Yeah.
That would take me fucking 8 tries right there.
I've only typed it like 15 times on their website.
Do you orate it every time you talk to it?
Nope. Copy and paste, man. Copy and paste.
Gotcha. Hell yeah.
So check out all that stuff. In addition to that, we'll of course have all of our live music cranking out here at Deadwood Tobacco Friday and Saturday, 8 o'clock every single weekend. Check that schedule and all of our social media as well. And man, we got some other fun stuff coming too.
We really do.
Pierce, what are you looking forward to most in the next couple of months here?
I am looking forward to the Blues Fest. I'm looking forward to Rally. I'm looking forward to Songwriters. I'm looking forward to Days of 76. I'm looking forward to all the special events that bring us lots and lots of smiling faces and money. So we are going to be here making sure that all your cigar needs are taken care of, your beer needs are taken care of. Make sure that you're reaching out. If you have any questions, feel free to give a call. 605-722-1510 or go to deadwoodtobacco.com where you can find all of our lovely products on sale. And make sure you're just coming in, saying hi, shaking a hand, Yeah, we'd love that.
Pretty much it.
Yep.
Do you own any cowboy boots?
No.
Why are you laughing?
I just don't.
And because we're just a couple of weeks away from Wild Bill Days. And it is moving off of Main Street. It is now at the Outlaw Square, 50 feet from our front door.
Oh, God, it's going to be a good time. Anybody that wants to come down and hang out and listen to some damn good music, smoke some damn fine cigars, and drink some okay beer, we're going to be here making sure all those needs are getting taken care of. Again, like, subscribe, share, smash that subscription button. I don't know. What are they smashing?
No, what we need to do is, does anybody out there have a zillennial that they can lend us to teach us how to say that correctly?
Yeah, we had a pretty little redhead. I don't know if she's around or he's around still, but he used to do that real good, and now we can't find him. He might be lost in the basement still.
Might be. Yeah. The only way we are going to have 10 cents to split 6 ways is if you subscribe and share.
Indeed.
So let's do that. I think that's about it, unless you got anything else. Ethan?
No.
If anybody has any ideas for upcoming episodes that you'd like to see, go ahead and give us a comment or send in an email at info at Deadwood. Jesus Christ.
Info at deadwoodtobacco.com.
And then we can make sure that those get on air. You can always comment on the YouTube. We love getting all those comments.
Yep.
We're going through them as fast as we can. I mean, we're doing about 18 different things, all of us. So if we don't get back to you right away, that's why. But we are trying. So we're going to get you some good content coming up this summer, and hope to see you guys in the store.
And if you read a comment on the YouTube and it's snarky, it's one of us. If it's professional, it's Ethan.
That's
much.
true, yeah. We're not different than we are on this podcast. We are still snarky bitches.
Exactly.
All right.
I suppose we better run out. Grimes is man in the shop all by himself, so we'll go and lend him a hand. Thanks very much for joining us on episode number of the Deadwood Tobacco Company Blow and Smoke podcast. My name is Candy Randy.
I'm Handsome Pierce, and that is
Preacher.
Thank you very much, guys.
Super high energy.
Oh, word up, fuckers! I forgot. Yeah.